Hi, we got NVIDIA. Everyone's all about NVIDIA this week with the company reporting after the market tomorrow. In competition with Apache, as we were saying jokingly in our note this weekend, but essentially whether or not NVIDIA will beat and raise and drive the market to a new NVIDIA-driven level, or whether earnings come in light and we finally break the beat and raise trend. It's essentially going to determine where the market goes here in the probably even in the medium term, next couple of months. And that's important for oils because the oils have been suffering. We're out of the momentum group now, and NVIDIA has been driving momentum as the key driver of the market. So if NVIDIA momentum goes negative, we think that will combine with relatively strong economic data here. Particularly, we're looking at Europe in recovery, actually. Generally speaking, the global economy doing very well. That's presenting to us the inflation problem. Combine it with what you're seeing with disruptions in the Red Sea and other trade issues, and you're looking, potentially at inflationary environment here, which again would tend to support the oils against momentum names like NVIDIA. So the backdrop here we think is bullish for the oils. We like the oil price here at sort of low 80s. So we think that's a great price for the companies. Keeps the Biden administration and politicians off our backs and generates basically a 10% cash return to shareholders, which is what we're looking for. So we like the oil price here. Additionally, the IEA last week came out with downward revisions in OECD inventories, which is supportive for oil, and which tell you that the Saudis are actually tightening the market here as opposed to holding it in equilibrium, which seemed to be the case in Q4. So it looks like Saudi cuts are actually biting in to inventories, and that should be bullish price. And we highlight that the Saudis talk about a $95 price is really what they need to cover their budget at about $80 a barrel, and then their growth spending, which is another $15 a barrel. So we can see a situation here where Saudi keeps its foot on the neck of excess supply and drives the price up into driving season, where I think mid-year they'll review where they're at and decide whether to add more oil. But I don't see them doing that in the short term. So we can see the market tightening here, which would be good for the oils, particularly if NVIDIA whiffs. Although, it's very hard to tell, quite frankly. But if it does beat very raised expectation, if it does miss very raised expectation, then that long oil short tech trade should be back on into inflationary pressures, and the Fed basically being unable to cut interest rates as fast as the market was discounting at the beginning of this year. That's it. We got some interesting results this week. I'm looking out for Dino. I mentioned Apache, Marathon Oil. We're getting through these results finally, but there's a few more reports, Suncor, that are of some interest besides that huge print from NVIDIA. Have a great week.